Yeah, we start when Brian's ready.
Oh, Henry, something new and different. Economides won a game in volleyball. But can you guess who it was against?
I guess what?
Can you guess who it was against?
I don't know.
No, Donna North lost to someone else today.
Let's go east.
Bingo. It went 5 sets, though, so.
Should have sent you to that one.
Okay, so it's already recording, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, welcome back to the RGV Sports Show. This is the Week 5 recap. Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the RGV Sports Show. We are here with your Week 5 recap. My name is Brian Ramos. I'm your 5A football beat writer here for the Monitor and RGVSports.com.
My name's Andrew McCullough. I'm your District 36A beat writer.
And Raul Garcia covering 31-6A.
And today we'll be breaking down everything that happened in Week 5, almost at the midway point through the high school football regular season. We've got a lot of teams opening up district play. Of course, we got some teams right in the middle of district play going at it, battling for playoff position, and those districts chasing those district title hopes. And we had some really good football played across the Rio Grande Valley and even over there in West Texas here in Week 5 from some Rio Grande Valley teams. And why don't we start off at the top? The Monitor's Game of the Week. Andrew McCullough, you were there. Why don't you break down what was a thriller between the McCallum Memorial Mustangs and the Mission High Eagles?
Well, this one definitely lived up to the billing as a game of the week. We had 3 touchdowns and 3 lead changes in the final 5 minutes. Just really exciting game all the way around. Mission took the lead with 5 minutes to go on a 5-yard slant pass from quarterback Jeremy Duran to receiver Stevie Villarreal, who had a big game on the night, not just offensively but in the special teams game, really setting his team up for success on several big kick and punt returns. Then on the other side, saw another big performance from McCallum Memorial running back Campbell Spates. 4th 200-yard game in a row for Spates, kind of an incredible feat this early in the season. In this one, he had 21 carries for 229 yards and 3 scores. And quarterback Joseph Lara also got it done on the ground for the Mustangs. He had 104 yards rushing and 104 yards passing, too, on 8 of 11 completions. After Mission took the lead with 5 minutes to go, Memorial got the ball back, immediately faced a 4th and long situation, but Lara connected with tight end Nick Nelson for a 41-yard gain to keep the game going and prolong the drive. And the very next play, Spates raced into the end zone from 21 yards out. The Mustangs took a 4-point lead, and the Eagles got the ball back with 1 timeout, needing a touchdown to win this one. They drove the length of the field, 70 yards, and Jeremy Duran connected with tight end Ray Garcia with 3 seconds left on a 12-yard jump ball to the back of the end zone. Kind of a spectacular way to end things. But what was really impressive for the Eagles was their ability to convert on 3rd and 4th downs when they absolutely needed it. Those last 2 drives, they were perfect on 4th down, nearly perfect on 3rd down, which didn't seem to matter because they got it done on 4th. Duran didn't play sharp the whole night. He had 2 interceptions and some questionable throws here and there, but when he absolutely had to, he made the plays that prolonged the game and gave the Eagles a chance to win at the end of the night. He finished the game 18 of 38 passing, for 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, and a rushing touchdown on a QB scramble, 271 yards. Pretty impressive game for the sophomore quarterback. Showed a lot of composure there down the stretch, and now the Eagles unseat the number 1 team in the RGV Sports Top 10 poll.
Big-time dramatic win from Mission High there from the Eagles to knock off, like you said, the number 1 team in the RGVSports.com Top 10 poll. And I know there was a little bit of controversy floating around on Twitter. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
That's right. There were a few interesting botched snaps towards the end of this one. I think 3 all on McCallum Memorial. And it was brought to my attention earlier today that, might have been some suspicious circumstances surrounding that. I'll leave that up to our viewers to decide, but definitely worth a look if you had a dog in the fight in this one. I'm sure you can find it on Twitter because I had no problem running into it.
Absolutely. Why don't you take a look at that? And elsewhere in Week 5, going down to District 16, 5A D2 in the opener, we had a classic rivalry game between the Ed Couch Elsa Yellow Jackets and the Mercedes Tigers. Mercedes makes it 6 straight over the Yellow Jackets with a 31-19 win at the Black Hole at Benny Layton Senior Memorial Stadium. And but it was Ed Couch Elsa who took an early commanding lead 10-0 after a touchdown by Sean Alvarado and a 39-yard field goal from Angel Crispin. And then after that, Mercedes, things were stacked up against them. Mercedes running back Jared De Los Santos used to play at Ed Couch Elsa, transferred to Mercedes here for his senior year, and what do you know, he comes through for his new team in the orange and white of the Mercedes Tigers with 2 rushing touchdowns, as the Tigers scored 21 points there in the second quarter, unanswered points, by the way. So they, after being down 10-0, they take a 21-10 lead into the halftime, and then after the break, that Mercedes defense did a really good job of bottling up the 3-headed rushing attack that Ed Couch Elsa has with Sean Alvarado, Jake Cardenas, and Edward Cardoza, and just a really complete performance. Quarterbacks Horacio Pequeño and Michael Cisneros, they split time there at quarterback, and both were able to come through for their teams in different situations. Pequeño with a passing touchdown to a diving Joseph Rocha in the end zone, and then we have Michael Cisneros making the best of a botched play. A snap goes a low snap comes in at his ankles. He picks it up, and he looks up, and first thing he sees, nothing but green, and he hit that hole for a 39-yard touchdown run, an improvised touchdown run, but it was enough to carry the Tigers over the Yellow Jackets for the 6th straight year. That all-time record in that rivalry goes to 34-32-1 in favor of the Tigers. So big win for Mercedes on the road to open up district play at 1-0 over the Yellow Jackets. And Raul, you were at another rivalry game on Friday night, the McAllen Road Warriors and the McAllen High Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was a big game, intercity rivalry. These teams like to meet up every year, but it was a tale of two halves in the very beginning. Nicky Rowe really comes out and punches their ticket into the end zone early on off of a fumble recovery. Mm-hmm. Ortiz connects with James Gomez on a 30-yard touchdown pass. Soon after they recovered their first fumble, they would kick off, get ready on defense, and what do you know? They force another fumble, with the quarterback. With the quarterback handoff, it just kind of a little mishap there. Mm-hmm. Didn't go the Bulldogs' way all first half until late in the second quarter. But by then, the Nicky Rowe Warriors had already scored 3 touchdowns off of 2 crucial mistakes on the Bulldogs. But the Dogs really tried to score in the last waning down last seconds of the first half, but couldn't make it. But in the second half, it was all Bulldogs where they were running. They held the Warrior offense, all the rest of the night, really up until the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. After they had 2 successful scores. Mm-hmm. Hunter Curl connects with a wide receiver in the end zone, and then they later have a big rushing touchdown, which was very exciting. It looked like, hey, maybe they were here to win. Mm-hmm. After climbing a 3-score deficit. But after, what was interesting was after their first score, they punt an onside kick, recover the onside kick. It looked really in Bulldog momentum. Mm-hmm. It looked like the whole game had maybe changed their way. But after their second score, they attempt another onside kick, but Warriors recover, and they go on to score another touchdown on a play action pass to Gustavo Cruz, mm-hmm. excuse me, for the touchdown, making it 28-14, and really didn't give the Bulldogs another chance after that.
Big win for the Warriors to stay.
They stay unbeaten, yeah.
Yeah, undefeated season for the Warriors intact. They'll head on the road to they'll host Juarez Lincoln next week in McAllen. But consequential result, given that Memorial got knocked off. Now the Warriors are sitting atop District 36A by themselves, and you know what they say, it's lonely at the top.
Absolutely, and to keep it there in 36A, Andrew, on Thursday night, you were able to catch one of the brightest dual threat quarterbacks here in the Rio Grande Valley make his return to the football field. And why don't you tell us about what PSG North was able to do?
That's right. Isaiah Ronhell appeared behind center for the first time for the Raiders since a Week 2 win over Harlingen South. And if there was any rust, he sure didn't show it. Over 200 passing yards at the break. They carried a 21-3 lead into halftime. Ronhell ended the night with 4 passing touchdowns to 4 different receivers. Really spread the ball all over the yard. Impressive performance for a team that's been heavily predicated on the run the first couple weeks of the season. Good to see them explore that offensive identity a little bit more. But there's a talented dual-threat quarterback on the other side of the field, too, and Juarez Lincoln's Josh Briones. Briones ended the night with 229 yards through the air and a passing touchdown. Unfortunately, threw a pick there at the very end that kind of sealed the game in North's favor. Juarez Lincoln took over possession of the ball with about 2 minutes to play at their opponent's 48-yard line. On the first play from scrimmage, Briones went deep and accidentally hit Seven Sanchez, the Raiders' star defensive back. I caught up with him after the game, and he said he was a little bit out of position on that play, but I think the tape begs to differ. A really spectacular catch, palming it with one hand and coming down on his helmet, a la David Tyree. He had another big takeaway in this one, too. Briones was headed towards the end zone, and Sanchez stripped him at the goal line. Fumble rolls out of bounds at the back of the end zone for a PSJ North touchback. Sanchez might have been the savior in this one, taking 2 touchdowns off the board.
Just a big-time playmaking from a defensive player in Seven Sanchez, one of the best here in the Rio Grande Valley and across the entire state. So that breaks down some 36A action. Now to take it back to the 5A level in District 16, 5A Division 1. On Thursday night, I was at Donna to see what many people didn't anticipate to be a really good game between Donna High, who entered the game 1-3, Brownsville Lopez, who entered the game 0-4 overall. But this one turned into a shootout. Both offenses really get it going. Brownsville Lopez quarterback Jose Cruz comes in with 210 rushing yards, 190 passing yards, had a part in all 5 of Brownsville Lopez's touchdowns. But Donna High scored 6 touchdowns as quarterback Avery Bowen rushed for 3 touchdowns on the night. We had Marcus Isaguirre run for 1 and over 100 yards. Then Alan Reyes also eclipsed the century mark with 100 yards. And just a really good performance over here from Donna High to get in the win column there in District 16 5A D1 for the first time with a 42-35 win over Brownsville Lopez. And so now Donna High moves on. Next week, they'll be searching for another win in District 16 5A D1. Can't fall behind too often because there's 10 teams in racing for 4 spots. So you got to be making moves, and Donna High hopes this momentum and this win can help them point them in the right direction. And to keep it in 16 5A D1, if you had any questions about Rio Grande City and if they were for real, well, they answered them all last night as Rio Grande City takes a 36-13 win at home over Brownsville Veterans. Brownsville Veterans were in the traditional, just a traditional program, known winners. Coach Cantu always has that program ready to go, ready to play every Friday night. But Rio Grande City makes a statement after losing last week to Mission Veterans. The Rio Grande City Rattlers bounced back in a big way. A complete performance, 36 points offensively. Had quarterback Mario Garza throw for 260 passing yards. Kevin Guerra throw for 76, and they combined for 3 passing touchdowns. As a team, they run for 127, and just a really good performance here. They had 3.5 sacks, and just a really good overall performance from Rio Grande City Rattlers to really let those other 9 teams in that district know that they're for real. Coach Mireles has those guys buying in. After they lost to Mission Veterans, he gathered them in the post-game huddle, told those guys, hey, this doesn't change anything about our goals for this season. We're still chasing the district title. Mission Veterans can fall, and we're still hunting that playoff spot. And with this win, they improved to 4-1 on the year, 3-1 in district play, and really set themselves up and put themselves in good position going forward through the rest of District 16 5A Division 1 action. Now back to the 6A level, Raul. Westaco East, who had just one win on the year, they get back in the win column in a big way in their District 31 6A opener.
Yeah, the Wesco East traveled to Donna and had a meeting with Donna North on the gridiron, and they came out showing their passing game right after a strong 50-yard touchdown by Russell Garza. Ramsey Vasquez connects with Hector Muniz on another big-time long touchdown bomb that made it 14-0, and the points just kept on climbing. Gio Guerra runs one in for off a 5-yard pass. Russell Garza comes in on another 50 to 20-yard rumble into the end zone, and they even have a trick play where Gio gets the handoff, tosses it downfield for the touchdown to Hector Muniz, scoring multiple touchdowns for Russell Garza. Big game, big showing on the passing game. The Wesco East had not shown all season.
Good win for Westaco East to start off district play 1-0 there in 31 6A. And now back to Andrew, to your district 36A. We had a team put up video game like numbers here, and why don't you tell us who that was and how they did it?
Yeah, when I first saw this score, I thought this was a Madden score instead of a Friday night game. But the PSJ High Bears really rubbed it in on the La Jolla Coyotes, winning 70-14 on the road. The Bears really got it done in every phase of the game in this one. Dominant on the ground, through the air, and defensively. Senior quarterback Justin Morales threw for 241 yards and 4 touchdowns on 20 of 27 passing. Senior wide receiver Miguel Flores had a monster game, 136 yards through the air on 9 catches and 3 receiving touchdowns, and he added a touchdown on the ground too for 4 on the day. Marco Guajardo also nabbed a touchdown through the air, and the Bears really got it done on the ground too, 201 team rushing yards. Senior running back J.R. Vasquez topped 100 yards again, found the end zone twice. Morales scrambled for a touchdown too, and slot receiver Ethan Castillo ran one in also. So really impressive overall performance for the Bears offensively. With the system they run, there's always the risk that they hang up a crooked number on you. But defensively, they really played a lights-out performance in this one. 5 takeaways. Mario Cantu, the defensive back, had a big interception, and they forced 4 fumbles and recovered them all. Senior linebacker Jaden Arrington forced 3 on his own. Really spectacular performance. On the other end, the Coyotes ran for 184 yards, but it took them 54 carries to get there. Maybe not the most efficient game offensively, but they've struggled to throw the ball early in the season. They were 1 for 2 passing in this game for 20 yards, and that interception that we mentioned. It seems like their lack of verticality offensively really hurt them in this one, especially going against a pass-happy offense like PSJ High. But we'll have to see if they can bounce back on a short week. They'll be playing McGowan Memorial here in McGowan on Thursday night, while the Bears gear up for one of the most fearsome rivalries in all of the RGV when they take on the PSJ North Raiders in Far on Friday.
That one's going to be a must-watch game for football fans here in the Rio Grande Valley. And so you talked about Waters Lincoln and La Jolla High. Only one La Jolla school walks away with a win this past weekend, and it was the La Jolla Palmview Lobos at the 5A level as they knock off PSG Southwest in what was a matchup between 2 of the most vicious ground games here in the Rio Grande Valley. Both teams well over 1,000 yards here through 4 games, and both these teams entered district play at 2-1, and La Jolla Palmview able to win their 3rd straight game to improve to 3-1 in district play after dropping their season opener to La Jolla. Then they lose in a shootout to Rio Grande City at home, but Palmview able to string together wins now to improve to 3-1 in district play and put themselves right there at the top, right behind the unbeaten Mission Veterans, who dominated Brownsville Porter 49-0 on the road. And then we also have Brownsville Pace, who is at the moment unbeaten, but they're taking on PSG Memorial tonight. So La Jolla Palmview does some real good things here. Running back Carlos Pena, another really good game, has 2 touchdowns. Running back AJ Chapa comes down with 3, and quarterback David Gonzalez runs 2 in of his own to keep that La Jolla Palmview ground attack just rolling on all cylinders. So good win for La Jolla Palmview as they head on to week 6 in District 16 5A D1.
And then big shout out for the Hidalgo Pirates also, blanking Progresso on the road 42-0. Zach Carrera with another 3 rushing touchdowns and another 100-yard game. So far in the early going, he's one of the most productive backs in the entire state, not just in the Rio Grande Valley. That's 4 in a row for the Pirates. That doubles their win total from last year. And, I mean, if they keep this up, it looks like they're going to be on a collision course for a game against an undefeated LaFaria squad in November.
Good things going on over there for the Hidalgo Pirates. And with that said, that wraps up all our Week 5 football talk. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break with a word from our sponsor, the J. Gonzalez Law Firm. And we'll be back right after the break with some volleyball talk and a visit from the Hidalgo Pirates, who are doing some good things on the volleyball court here in the 2019 season. Break. Okay.
And then that's it.
Yeah, we just need to come back and then outro it real quick. So, okay, I say thank you, Henry, right? That's what it was?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Ready, 3, 2. Thank you, Henry, and thank you to the Hidalgo Pirates for paying us a visit here at the Monitor here in McAllen. Just the Hidalgo Pirates on a roll there at the 4A level in volleyball season, and right in the middle of district play there for the Pirates, and they're just really doing some good things. So thanks to them for coming through, having some fun with us, and getting to know and getting letting us get to know them and have some fun with them. So thanks to the Pirates, and good luck to them for the rest of the season. With that said, that wraps up the RGV Sports Show Week 5 recap. You can catch us on all social medias at RGV Sports. Make sure to throw us a follow. You can catch the Monitor newspaper out every single morning with scores, stats, features, stories, updates. You name it, we got it coming to you, breaking everything down in the Monitor newspaper. You can visit at themonitor.com and rgvsports.com, and you can catch us again on Wednesday with the RGV Sports Show Week 6 preview, where we will be breaking down everything to come in Week 6. We'll, of course, have our new rgvsports.com Top 10 poll, and we'll have our Player of the Week and a few other good things to talk about coming up here in Week 6 of the high school football season here in the Rio Grande Valley. So thank you for joining us. We'll catch you on Wednesday.